I seen a comment today earlier on YouTube. Somebody said something delusional. It's like, Ty, I remember you said you don't like or don't prefer a white woman. So therefore, you know, can we even trust your game because it only works with black women? First thing I said is, he must not know white women then. Because they, a lot of times, are the easiest woman. Let's be real. White women are, what? And this is what I mean by easy. Let me be specific when I say white women are the easiest woman. Being at a PWI and going to high school, I would say my high school population was like 60% white. All you have to do with white women is be friendly. That's literally all that game is being friendly. They don't, like, there's no rizz with, like, white people. Like, they just, like, they will literally be friends and then at a party be making out. And literally, know this word from my high school. Making out, hooking up, and all that. Like, they will literally be friends as and just super, you would think they act like cousins or brother and sister. Like, they just be friendly. Talking shit, talking trash, and then they just be. So, first of all, when he said this comment, it was like, like, brother, not preferring them is by choice, not because I can't, not because it's difficult or I will admit it's a different vibe, which is what I just described completely and simply wrapped it up in that. But my nigga, I got king treatment at my PW. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Oh my God, like, it was just such a naive comment. But people got on him in the comments like, bro, a woman is a woman at the end of the day. I don't shapeshift, bro. And the funny part is, it's like, okay, your game only work on black women. Brother, don't you know majority of the women I mess with having black, Hispanic? Yo, McLavish, I appreciate the 5 gifted subs. And mind you, bro, like, it was just such an uneducated comment, right? I'm like, bro, I mess with educated women with motion, women that are older than me, women who have foreigner parents. Like, she's the first gen of her family that's gone to school and tried to go to college and all that. Like, woman, like, bro, you could literally categorize any category of a woman, and I've talked to a woman from that category, except white woman. Or you could name some specific shit like, Ty, you ever mess with a Ugandan? And I was like, I don't know. But it just was crazy, bro. It just was like, nerdy woman. Nigga, I went to a college prep high school. If she wasn't a nerd, she was in the minority. Y'all just don't know. Like, I'm really a big nerd on the inside. Like, I'm telling you, like, my environment, I just was broken out of the hood. I just was broken out of the hood at such a young age that, like, it's just in me. So after that, becoming, like, going into different environments, like, I didn't get out of mind you just know out of that environment, period, in Philly at all. But my high school was it was such a culture shock to me because it was like a college prep school. It wasn't in a good neighborhood at all, but it was around students who parents from better off, not super wealthy and rich, like, you didn't have to pay to get into school, but it was a college prep school. People came in there and I remember, I'll never forget, my freshman year, one of my first classes, they went around, they said, what college do you want to go to and what program do you want to get in there for? Do you know all these in the room had answers? I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't even know. But the whole time they only had these answers because their parents were doctors, their parents were nurses, their parents owned businesses, their parents had already, like, nitpicked them to be a certain kind of way. The funny part is when y'all say all this dumbass shit, oh, what about Latina woman? What about Indian woman, Asian woman? What about nerdy woman? What about black woman? What about white woman? When you mess with enough women, you realize a woman is a woman. A woman is a woman. You ain't really got game if you are having to sit here and be a chameleon every time you mess with a different woman. You don't have it. You don't got it, bro. Because at the end of the day, you're only as good as you can conform and shape to. A woman is a woman. And yes, at the end of the day, guess where I'm gonna tell you where these differences show up. Now, we are on Twitch, so I gotta slow down for a second. I'm not gonna get like super freaky with it. That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to take like the freak route. This is where these differences come out. A lot of the times, these women know the average person or human being is looking at him from the surface. Oh, he sees I'm a nerd. He sees I'm a lawyer. He sees I'm a cop. He sees I'm the manager at the store. He sees that I'm Asian. He sees that I'm this. They know most people look at him from the surface. He sees that, oh, most people think I'm a good girl. I'm having to be a good big sister or a good daughter. I'm getting deep now. All these superficial roles that she's having to play in her everyday life, that when you are a kind of man who is beneath the surface, has substance, is connected with his core, that way you can be consistent with any person. I don't give a what country she's from, how old she is, 18 plus obviously, but how old she is, what country she's from, how many languages she speaks, or what her career is. But I know how to connect with who she is beyond the superficial level. That's when I get past that. And that's when you see. Now, I took the freaky route because sex can be a very spiritual thing. Why? Because I'm gonna give you a simple answer. It's really one of those spaces where a person could be outstanding citizen, a good mom, a good teacher, a good lawyer, a good principal, but when it comes to sex, not just physically are their clothes off, but they get to take all of that. They get to take all these roles and expectations off. So sex for a lot of people is the place that they get to be the freest. So it's the only place that they can have freedom to be who they or what they really want to be. Which, while oftentimes it is being a freak, it is being nasty, it is being they know they should not, or most likely will not be judged here. It's the only place they won't be judged is the bedroom. Unless you're the kind of man who can give them that feeling outside of the bedroom. You know what? I see you for more than your superficial titles, roles, and expectations. I deal with you in a way that is beyond that. Our connection is far greater than what you see and what you expect. And you're not bound and constricted and caged by titles, by roles, by this facade that you have to live by. Because I am not. I'm a man who I do what I want, say what I want. I am who I am, and I choose who I am. I'm not conforming or fitting into any algorithm or any environment which was set for me. There is no expectation of me. Oh, you from the hood, you supposed to be a hood nigga. Says who? Oh, you from the project, you supposed to be a ghetto gangster. Says who? I'm who the fuck I want to be, and I talk how I want. Oh, you a college person, you this, so you supposed to be educated, you supposed to talk proper, you supposed to, says the fuck who? I do what I want. My expectations don't control me, nigga. I have an expectation of myself. Now we getting too deep. I'm gonna stop it right there. But y'all don't be ready for the real answers to some of y'all questions that y'all ask. I kind of took it off the cliff a little bit. I'm gonna dial back. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna dial down a little bit. Nigga said something about nerdy women. I'm gonna stop right there, brother.
Get on your grind and stay safe. Dojo to the top, gang.
Get move, man. The limiting mindset. Keep going. But this is the thing. This ain't just a copy and paste game, bro. This is deeply mental at this point. Very deeply mental. Very deeply mental. Oh my God. Nigga talking about you're a loser for even categorizing them that like that and thinking it's a difference. And I'll show you what makes them this. Actually, they'll be unique in a different way, right? And it ain't even just about, the physical, exterior, or external expectation. It'll be more about like what makes her her, what makes her who she is, who she wants to be if she can't or does not feel like she has the freedom to choose to be that version of herself. But really, what really makes her her, and paying attention to that and connecting to her on that level. But you cannot do that. You will not be able to even take heed to what I'm saying on a deeper level or care if you are not that in your own life. How do you know you're not that? As soon as your parents tell you to do something, you are controlled by their expectation or disappointment of you. As soon as your friend group does something, you're afraid to be embarrassed. You're afraid of being ashamed. You're afraid of being judged. You can never do this for another person because you can't even save yourself. Come on, bro. Is this the same reason why I don't take a thug to pull a hood chick? We could change the titles. It don't take a nerd to get a nerd chick. It don't take a lawyer to get a lawyer chick. It don't take a doctor to get a doctor chick. It don't take a lot of times another thing too is just I like what Cam said, a woman's radar. I like how he worded that. A woman's radar. That's a very important thing. Afraid to leave your comfort zone. Exactly. And I'm like, what does this have to do with, oh, Ty, who cares if she's this or she's that? Oh, you have no idea, brother. I can't speak to you from the surface. I just can't. I think I actually, you know what? I think I said this in that Pete Davidson video I was talking about. Y'all gotta imagine. I think Hollywood is an easy example. When she used to a world, is you mad I got a rizz? Pick up on both lists. When she's in a world, let's take the easiest example to have this kind of conversation. When she's in a world, and by in a world I mean like the circumstances that structure her life. Everybody has a world that they live in. In the world of doctors, you're expected to have a certain kind of car. You're expected to talk a certain kind of way. You're expected to move and act a certain kind of way. In the world of athletes, you're expected to walk, talk, and act a certain kind of way. In the world of whatever world, right, that a person lives in is their world. But there's always like structure and bounds to stay within the box, right? Let's take a very easy, superficial example. Let's just take something like Hollywood, like when I was using the Pete Davidson example. When you live in a world where everybody's too afraid to be exposed, always trying to be perfect, afraid of being judged, trying to have the perfect picture painted of them, right? Just in a world where they just have to be perfect, or they think they have to be, or they feel so controlled by that. We have this one person, he's not the only one, but I'm just using him for example. This one person who comes in this same setting and everyone else is scared to let a button in their shirt be unbuttoned, or scared to have their tie out of place, or they're scared to let their heels click too loud. And you got this one person who comes in the room, his legs are up on the chair, and he's like, what the man? Does what he wants, right? And this could be metaphorical. Does what he wants. But the point is, he does not care or breaks all the rules in the world that he's supposed to be in, or controlled by, right? Or structured by. That is so attractive to a woman. And the funny part is, what do most guys do, or most guys tell y'all to do? They tell y'all to go into the world that she's in and play by those rules. Well, she's already used to that. And then let's say the example of Hollywood. What does it mean in that example to go in her world and play by those rules? In that example, it would be getting more designer clothes. It would be getting more status. It would be trying to impress her with the things that fit into our world, which would be like a nice car or a nice house. Now, the thing is, it's like feeding meat to a lion. So, you know, that's their appetite, right? But I don't even want to use the meat to a lion example, because I feel like I could use a better example that just gets the point across that, yes, that might be what she's used to. Or let's say what my guy Steve says. She's eating bologna sandwiches with them. As soon as she has steak, as soon as she tries you and you're the steak, she'll never want to go back. She'll never want to go back. I genuinely know that when I'm done messing with a woman, and I'm going to use myself as an example, I genuinely know that when I'm done messing with a woman, the bar has been moved so high that she can never like look at another guy the same. Like she can now she can't even mess with another type of dude. Like the type she might have had before me is completely changed. She can't even see what a man is the same anymore. Or she'll look for different things now. And the funny part being is it's not just from how I fit into her world and try to fit in, and okay, I'm gonna impress her with the things she's used to, or how her world works and how her world is lived. But it's because I live in my own world, and I probably, if she was susceptible or able to be open-minded to it, showed her how to live in her own world, show her how to live by her own rules, her own definition, her own perception of self, her own value system, her own structure, vision, purpose, guidance, and self-sufficient validating system, not being validated by the external. And y'all always thinking cars, clothes, and money at this point, but external counts to anything. It could be someone's support, or someone's lack of support being able to control you. You know what, man, they judging me, I'm gonna stop. That's just equally being as controlled as looking for someone's approval. All of it is control. If you don't control yourself, you are being controlled by something or someone, and peer pressured or trying to fit in and conform. And even biting your tongue, even knowing that you'll offend someone or ruin a relationship. See, all as human beings, we all have a radar for that, like a perception of that. Like, all right, if I say this person's not gonna like it, or it may cause friction between us. The moment you stop and bite your tongue and step back from that is the moment you put them first, or is the moment you satisfied them instead of living true to what you wanted to do, against all odds. You still got to be self-aware though. I'm very self-aware, and I'm self-aware is that I'm not betraying myself. So f them. Am I being self-aware for being a people pleaser? No. If in fact, if I was even self-aware by being a people pleaser, what I would realize is, why does it take me being on my knees for this person to be satisfied? And why do I think that this is okay? Who told me this? Probably another people pleaser. Who told them that? Probably another people pleaser. So they taught me that shit. So what's so wrong with doing things that is beneficial, or let's say the word selfish? What's so wrong with being selfish? Because in fact, I'm going to use me for a testimony. Me being selfish has only benefited those that I care about. Going against the people I care about, putting them to the side, has only been able to help them. And in fact, anything that I do is good for me should be good for those that care about me, because they should support me unconditionally. And I don't mean they'll just let me drive off a bridge or start doing drugs or something like that. I just mean that when I stand on something, my view, my opinion, and my perspective, you know what? They say, I f with that. And if the only other answer is you're around yes men and yes women, and you are around people who only will tolerate you if you agree with them, and you're in the wrong situation, you're in the wrong circle, if that case, then you're being controlled. Unfortunately, that's most people's lives. Grim, clout and status was just the measurements for the world, for the Hollywood girl. It could be different for any example. If she's a fucking farmer and her world is, you know, the guy that has the biggest plow and the biggest cows, or I don't know, like that's her measurements. It's not clout and status at that point.